Hey everyone, I'm Brad, a performance coach, entrepreneur, and someone obsessed with helping people unlock their full potential physically, mentally, and emotionally.
And I'm Raquel, a yoga and fitness instructor, passionate about mindfulness, healing, movement, and helping people reconnect with themselves in a healthier way.
Welcome to Your Ultimate Comeback, the show where we explore what it really takes to transform your body, your mindset, and your life.
From health and fitness to resilience, relationships, and personal growth, we bring you real conversations with people who faced challenges, reinvented themselves, and found a way to come back stronger.
Whether you're rebuilding physically, mentally, emotionally, or professionally,
this podcast is here to give you the tools, perspective, and inspiration to take the next step forward.
Because your setback
doesn't have to be your ending. This is your ultimate comeback.
Hello, welcome to episode 137 of Your Ultimate Comeback. Raquel, how are you?
I'm good. I like this sitting next to you.
I know.
I can elbow you.
That's the only thing I'm worried about is you can inflict physical pain on me.
Could kick you under the table. I just might. You never know.
I'm super excited. We have a guest with us today that I'm very fired up to have on board. I got to share this quick story.
Well, say who it is first.
Okay, Lauren Pronger. Okay. But let me share my story, and then we'll introduce her and get rolling with it. So she came to one of our classes. What was that, a month or two ago?
2 months ago, yeah.
Yeah. She was in town for something. She stopped by, did a class. But I was super excited about it because she's married to a gentleman named Chris Pronger, and he played in NHL. And why I was so excited to meet her was one of my mentors trained him when he was in NHL. And my mentorship with him was all about everything he did with Chris Pronger.
Really?
So I got to see all the breakdowns of his training philosophies, what they were doing. It was really cool. I've never met Chris, but I knew that Lauren was married to him. And so I was like, hey, did you ever meet Charles? His name was Charles Poliquin. She's like, oh, hell yeah. He used to come to our house. So she got a firsthand tape. All Charles Poliquin and all his intricacies, and it was fun just swapping stories about Charles and what that was like. So super cool. So, anyways, Lauren Pronger is the founder of Superwell, a wellness educator, speaker, certified holistic health practitioner. Yes, I'm missing the hat.
Yes, you are.
I'm not part of the cool kid group. Wellness travel expert, entrepreneur dedicated to helping people become the healthiest version of themselves through simple, sustainable daily habits. Her mission is to make wellness feel attainable, not overwhelming, by empowering people to become the captain of their own health before they ever need someone else to take the wheel.
Love that. Yeah. You know, someone called this scrambled eggs.
Yes.
I didn't know that was what that was called also.
Isn't that oh, yeah, because when I order my hats, I always have to put that in there, and we have to have this put on it because I'm in the process of rebranding, and we're doing different colored Superwell hats that I'm going to have to get you.
Okay.
We have to fry the scrambled eggs.
I love it.
Cool, captain. But yeah, Brad, I love the intro, and I have to giggle about that conversation. What a small world it is. Because, walking in, I loved your gym, number one. I loved the class.
Thank you.
And the connection point of Charles Poliquin, he was a big part of Chris's success. Obviously dearly missed, and what an incredible individual that built, legendary fitness protocol program.
Yeah.
I myself practice it. Chris and myself train together 3 days a week.
Nice.
But yeah, the funny story I was sharing with Brad, Raquel, is he was, and I mean, this is really a long time ago when Chris was just, kind of at the beginning of his career, but he brought Chris to MVP status, I truly believe. The way he trained him and leveled him up and just accountability and everything. But the funny part I was telling Brad is he would come stay with us, and it was so intimidating because the guy was
I bet.
And he's like, what are you cooking with? What is that butter? Is that he was like all of them. And I love to cook, but I never follow a recipe, and I'm very healthy how I meal prep and all the things. But he took it to a new level of everything. Brad could tell you, but he was very intentional on his programs and how he built. And whenever we train with somebody and they're like, "Yeah, I'm trained under Poliquin," we're like, "Boom, you are the person, you are the man."
Yeah, his stuff was so good. I miss him. I miss him, but he was intense.
I just remember his arms and the veins, and I was like,
my God. One of my, so it was fun. So Sam Baker also trained with him, and so I studied a lot of his stuff. And one day, this huge man walks in my gym, and my back's when I hear this super deep voice, and I turn around, and it's Sam Baker, and he knew I was a Poliquin guy, so he wanted to train with me. So he was
sharing.
That
how you guys met?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just happened to open my gym like 5 minutes from his house, but he was sharing a story with Charles. He's like, yeah, I was working with Charles, and he has a huge handful of pills and like throws them down all of a sudden. He's kind of like choking and like just like does something, like all this powder comes out of his nose. And he's like, Charles, you okay? And he's like, oh yeah, I was just choking on a pill. We're good.
Wow.
It's too funny. Too funny.
Big in the supplement. I remember Chris had that kit, that had all the damn pills lined up. And I mean, now we're really going to get into it. Chris will kill me, but like some of those pills, there would be like a lot of gas and things. And I was like, no, put the pills away. Put those
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so cool. That's so good.
Or gosh. Anywho.
So funny stories.
Yes.
You never got the pleasure of meeting Charles Poliquin.
No, I didn't.
All right, let's jump in. Tell us what it actually means to be Superwell. I'm excited to learn all your stuff and learn from you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure and an honor to visit with you both. I got a taste of both of you kicking my butt, which I greatly appreciate. I love moving my body. And so this is fun to actually have a conversation now where I can breathe and talk normal. So yes, my mantra every day when I wake up is I am the well, striving to be super well. Why the heck not? And I'm here to be a guide for others to do the same. And it's been my leading North Star since I was a young girl. Grew up in a house. We had a lot of, health issues, as every family has challenges and health issues. And I've always been really interested in health and wellness my whole life. Whether you want to say it is post-traumatic stress or protective body armor that I have put on myself since I was a little girl, always nerding out, studying all different forms of how the body moves from a nutritional standpoint. And I was kind of like the weird kid always checking out those books at the library. And, I really just have always led with that mantra because to me, yes, you are given these genetics. And when you look at epigenetics, you really are the determining factor of turning on certain cells and turning them off. Each morning, we have the choices to have that gun, that's loaded. Do we pull the trigger by eating the shitty food and, drinking a ton of, alcohol, all the things, which I live by an 80-20, but really it is all about, we have options every day. You strive to be super well. Every morning I get up, it is a new start. And it's like, why the heck not? I'm not going to wake up and go, you know what? I'm going to settle for okay or well, or I'm going to settle with the fact that my blood work tells me every time that genetically, this is not working in my favor. I have inherited this, this, and this, and this. Well, you know what? I'm going to throw the towel in and I'm just going to lean into that. No, I am every day going to fight to be super well. Why the heck not? Life is too short. And that's the whole symbolism behind this hat. It's all about jump in the captain's seat, be in control. Knowledge is power. Ask for the right blood test, make the right choices, investigate, be curious. And be an active participant. Don't let medical individual or whomever dictate, your choices each and every day. So I really lead with that mantra every day. I coach my community that way. I coach individuals that way. And it's a movement and it's a mission and it's incredible because just in the span of, really building out my personal brand, I took it off of private just because of Chris and like who he was and protective of our kids growing up in that era. And took my accounts off of private. And when I came out, I was like, listen, I told my family, I said, I'm going to let it all rip. Like you guys see all the crazy, I've gone through many certifications, years of education over a span of 20 years. And I was like, I am bringing this to the market and I'm going to let her rip and I'm going to do it in my own voice and my own style. And I do the crazy, I do the fun, I do the vulnerable. I do the education. I always say I'm really 80% nerd, 20% Barbie.
I love it.
I
love it. I would not the flip, really? Because you're gorgeous.
No.
You're gorgeous.
Oh, you are so sweet. No,
you're the smart Barbie. You're the smart Barbie.
Yes, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very exciting, and it's just taken off, the community, and
Fantastic.
I've got big plans for the future, and yeah, I'm excited for the conversation.
I have a quick question. Were you the person, because I've kind of always been similar to you in that way. I'm not going to say that to that extent, but I've always driven my family and friends crazy. Oh, you're not going to eat that.
Sure.
Oh, you're not going to drink that. Oh, you're going to, what is it now? Did you come up against that too? To a certain extent, or no?
I also am very open about enjoying life.
Sure.
So when I'm locked in at home, I'm such a hermit. I'm constantly working. We've got an awesome gym in the basement, so we don't leave too far from our home.
Yeah.
I love to cook all of our own food here. That's really where I'm 80% consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously with Well Inspired Travels, and that I'm on the road a lot. I do a lot of speaking. I do a lot of things. I try to I have in place a lot of Superwell stacks that I implement when I travel. But heck, when I am out for dinner, the wheels kind of do fall off, and I will have myself some clean tequila. So most of the time, to answer your question, Raquel, the people that see me, my best friends or socially people, I'm not going to be like, what seed oil are you cooking with? And I can't have that. I'll be the first person to be like, I'll take a tequila and a side of French fries and a salad with salmon or something.
Okay.
I still like to enjoy, because I think that's the part of life. You've got to lean into those moments that reset you and allow you to go back to your normal rhythms. But honestly, I love the way I cook at home. I crave all the food I make, and it's clean, it's tasty, it's delicious, it's always exciting. I always make a bunch of different kinds of fresh sauces. Everything is usually seasonal. I go to farmers markets all the time. Protein forward. Chris is the grill master, so we just meal prep out of everything. I'm not too rigid, so people aren't annoyed by me. I guess I would say.
Well, they are annoyed by me.
Yeah, I'm super intrigued a little later to dive into your travel tips, because that's huge for our listeners.
Oh yeah.
I went on the road for years speaking, and that is one of the hardest things to maintain. So I'm really excited to explore that with you. But before we jump into that, I want to talk to you a little bit about nervous system regulation. You have this concept on CNS gear shifts. Did I say that right? Yeah, Superwell CNS gear shifts. I'm a huge, passionate fan on nervous system regulation, and I'm feeling like stress is one of the biggest issues we deal with. Could you jump into that? Like, why you think that's important, why you think it's one of the most overlooked foundations of health today, and some of your strategies around that?
Absolutely. I love to talk about this. I teach this all the time, and especially with your podcast, the name of it and everything, it makes so much sense. But, I agree with you. The central nervous system is the key to truly feeling super well. And so when it comes to, contrast therapy, so I got certified and practice a lot of heat and cold shock therapy. I have a lot of people in my community. They're like, oh, heck no, I'm not touching a cold tub. and I get that. And especially for women, and it's not for everybody, but for an example, I'm working with a very high powered, CEO, super stressed out. His central nervous system is just all over the place, but he's also a man, and he can, lean more into these practices. So I use the cold tub as a place to really learn the tools to bring out into everyday life. So the way I work with individuals is, when they do a cold dip, I always say there could be, I don't know, every single damn time that I get into a cold tub, my body goes into fight or flight within those, first 20 seconds. We all know this if you've done them before. And it's, the body's mechanism, protective measures of, holy crap, the lion's coming, run, get the hell out. We want that to turn on. Like, that's great. Our body is doing what it's supposed to be doing. But to me, the gear shifts of where I say the Superwell magic happens in working with individuals in the cold tub specifically, because it works really fast and it's really effective. You know, through practice of a breath work or whatever your favorite practice is, mine is always to work with individuals on breathing, because you can breathe yourself into relaxation and shifting into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is the coolest ability to dominate in your everyday life. So like I said, no matter what, every time I get in, first 20 seconds, you go into that fight or flight, your body is freaking out, sympathetic nervous system is boom. And then immediately I practice my favorite breathwork pattern. I mean, within 30 seconds, I dominate that cold tub. I could probably stay in there for 20 minutes. Wow. I go into really like a trance mode. I don't do that, of course, but the whole gear shift mentality and that incredible tool that you can take out into everyday life is so freaking powerful. And, you know, working with individuals, that's what I teach them, because then they learn how to practice whatever basic, whether it's a 4-7-8 or a box breathwork pattern, and how you can shift, and you learn that muscle memory, and you take that. There isn't a stage. I do a ton of speaking. I could be in front of 1,000 people. Of course, you're going to go into that same sympathetic overdrive of, oh my God, shallow breathing. The nervous energy is going. I just remember being in that cold tub, that breath work, instantly, I'm like, I dominate. I control my whole nervous system. And there's not a turbulent flight and, you know, a meeting that stresses me, anything. I know, in fact, it's so interesting. I'll be, you know, in my kitchen or whatever, if I'm dealing with something stressful, and my kids will hear me breathe because I'm doing it on automatic, just that's how my brain is wired, and I can't even tell I'm doing it, but my breathing goes into a deeper state when I need to regulate everything and get it back into more of a parasympathetic nervous system state. It's just how I am wired now, but that's essentially what that is, Brad. And I do, you know, I mean, with women, I caution them obviously on cold shock therapy and the protocols, because another thing I don't run away from or hide is, you know, I also have different seasons in my life where I cannot do cold dips. And I'm very intentional and respectful of my own body rhythms. I lost my oldest brother, and I had a really hard time getting back into my practice because my central nervous system was just too taxed. I could see it in all my wearables. I'm a data freak, and it took me a while to, you know, get back to that, you know, I call it like biorhythm of my body, and being very smart and listening to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's fascinating. I never thought about, because you hear it all the time, like use breathing when you're stressed out, but that's hard to do if you haven't been in a state of being able to trigger it. And then I love using the cold therapy to train that.
Yeah.
Because it's an instant response. So that's a brilliant strategy.
Oh, it is. People don't like it, but I'm telling you, it's effective. It is like shock therapy for training your central nervous system. And I show them, like, I have a CGM, I have, you know, Whoop, or all sorts of wearables. You can see how it shifts just by your heart rate. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting, and it's a great tool. And like I said, very effective, because you won't forget that when you go out into everyday life. And to me, if you've got that in place and you can dominate situations like that, and you don't have to pop a pill because you're nervous, popping a pill is going to take 20, 30 minutes. And who wants to rely on that? I call it my holistic tool belt. Like, that's another term I love to use. Through my years of education and really building this body armor of protection, it's burnout insurance is what I call it. And that's what I wrote my book on.
I love that.
Because I went through terrible burnout a few times in my life, but I built this tool belt of these, if I can pull out at any time. And it's the most effective way to bring yourself back into homeostasis and feeling more super well. You know, whether it's breath work, whether it's meditation, whether it's just laughter, whether it's moving your body, it's like all these tools that we have at our disposal. And the most effective for sure for me is always breath work, because you have it anywhere and everywhere. And it takes literally 3 minutes for me to drop like into just a really good place.
Yeah. It's hard to get people when they're triggered to breathe right.
Yeah.
But if you've trained through it and you understand the stimulus, how it feels, and then the breath work to go with it, it's going to be the same thing when you're in that high stress state of being on stage or something bad just happened. But if you haven't trained it, you can't really expect it to show up well. I love that. I've never thought of it like that. I've always thought, like, I've had a really hard time with my clients, like getting to use breath work effectively.
Yeah.
But they've never trained it. It's like anything.
Yeah.
You have to train it, get used to it, feel it, to understand it, to be able to really utilize it when you need it most. That's brilliant.
And just those feelings, like even days where I'm at my computer too long and I'm, going through a lot of stressful meetings, I can instantly just feel like the shoulders creeping up, breathing from, more shallow chest breathing. I immediately am like, I just need to take a break, reset, do a couple, breath work, just whatever method I'm going to work on, just a quick 5-5-5. Instantly, it's like you just took a cat nap and you just come back and you've got more clarity. You're breathing with more oxygen flowing through your whole system. And it's very powerful.
That's awesome. What's one of your favorite wearables to use?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. I love that. I would say for me personally, I mean, I do love the metrics of an Oura and a Whoop, but I'd have to say a CGM. I've been wearing CGM consistently for probably 4+ years.
Oh, wow.
I part of like a beta testing, and I have learned so much about my metabolic health. It's unbelievable. Really the root, I lost my dad very young. I lost my brother very young, which people would look at me and even my family and be like, well, how is that possible? But, they had a lot of issues with diabetes, and it was the root probably of a lot of, heart conditions. And so, it runs in my family, but like I said about epigenetics, it's the things that you do in your everyday life that turn on the inflammation, turn on, how you regulate blood sugar, all of it. But having a wearable like a CGM and nerding out and studying all the metrics, and then they would give me all sorts of guinea pig tests of try this, do this. And I mean, it's unbelievable. Not just food order of how you eat and how it spikes and drops and goes more level, but stress, sleep, training. I'm almost 50 years old, and I have to say in the last 5 years, and this is aside from HRT and peptides and all that stuff, I mean, that's the icing on the cake. Chris and myself have been doing a lot of that for a long time just because, with him coming out of all that he went through in his body. But to me, the real foundational stuff is what is going on inside my system from a cellular level. And you're going to know a lot more underneath the hood when you look at a CGM and the data. And I learned, okay, I was spiking, my blood sugar by overtraining sometimes, or I was spiking, my blood sugar would spike because I didn't sleep well the night before. Or, I mean, it's fascinating how it is like dysregulated through things you do in your everyday life. And I've really learned how to keep it pretty level, but the goal is not for it to be a straight line. You're never going to have that. And people, I mean, that's every time you eat, it's always going to spike. Every time you have a little stress, it's always going to spike a little bit. But it's those extreme roller coasters that cause us to feel very unsuper well. And that's when you get the brain fog. You're craving the sugary food. You are not productive. You've got, the mood issues and all of that. The inflammation goes into this kind of a graph. And it's fascinating. I do all sorts of nerdy studies and I share with all my clients. I love, because I'm such a test case type of individual and I'm a very visual learner. That's why I love having the CGM, because you literally can see your graph. And working with the team and kind of having them have me go through all these guinea pig different tests. So when we had Mom's Weekend, where my 2 boys, my oldest just graduated 2 years from SMU, and my middle one's gonna be a senior. But every Mom's Weekend, which is such a good time, it's always in the spring. It's a hands down green light, 20%. Let's go. From the moment you land in Dallas until you get home on Sunday, it takes me about a month to recover. But it's so much fun. Is like, I will share all my metrics of like a really great 80% Superwell week and or even a day like that. And then I'm going to show my metrics and data from those weekends. Oh my God. I mean, it's just woo, 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 woo. I come back and I'm like, you know how we all feel. You're just puffy. You're so lethargic. You don't feel up. You don't want to go to the gym. It is a real thing versus when I'm pretty, like a really pretty graph, it spikes just a little bit when I eat. I mean, I am like just thriving. I am so super well. So that would, to answer your question, probably be my favorite one.
I love it.
I could go on about it. And I'm not saying, here's the great news. I'm not saying everybody needs to get one. I'm here to be your guinea pig. I've done the work because truly my takeaways are pretty consistent across the board. You practice these habits based on my research and you're going to have, it'll help you with your metabolic health without a doubt.
Yeah.
And they're very simple.
Thank you for sharing that. And I hope the listeners heard, there's two things that jumped out at me that you said. Blood sugar spiked from overtraining and blood sugar spikes from stress.
Yeah.
People just simply think, I don't eat carbs, I'm good. And I've seen so much havoc caused from low carb diets, excessive training, and lots of stress.
Yep. Yeah. You are exactly right. And it's interesting because so many women are so fearful of carbs.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm sure you know this. I encourage all the women that I work with. All the women that I work with, yes.
I'm not afraid of carbs.
For a long time, you were.
Oh my gosh.
We went back and forth on that one for a long time.
It's a hard struggle because I work with so many women. I'm like, you have to learn to embrace some healthy carbs, especially at night for your last meal. Obviously, having a longer window for the autophagy, giving a reset. But enjoy a little bit of a sweet potato. It doesn't have to be a massive amount. Some quinoa, something. Get that on board because I'm telling you, those women in my community that are like, I get that 3 a.m. wake up. I'm like, okay, it's either your progesterone has dropped so low or your blood sugar has dropped or you're having cortisol issues. And most of the time it's the cortisol because they've tanked their system. They've stressed their system. You bring on a couple of healthy carbs, just a few, your cortisol is going to be so happy. You're going to sleep like a baby.
Love it. Such great validation.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Everybody embrace that sweet potato tonight.
Yes. This is like when she came to the class, and because I talked about Charles in the class, they have no idea where the workouts that come from they were doing. And she comes in, and we start rapping about Paul going into training. I see all the women, like, their heads pop up. They're like, wait, she's validating this?
Oh, yeah. See?
That was awesome. Yeah. So thank you for validating carbs at dinner. That's one of my favorite tools. I love it. Yep. Let's shift to travel tips because this is the thing I'm like really fascinated that you share about. So a wellness travel expert, I love that coin. That's perfect. But could you give us some of your best strategies for people that travel?
Absolutely. This is another one of my favorite topics. And I did a post on it a couple weeks ago. I'll have to send it to you all so you can share it with everybody listening.
Yeah, please do.
It was like a rapid fire of all the crazy stuff I do when I travel. Like I told you, I founded Well Inspired Travels back in 2018, really looked at as a pioneer in the industry that saw white space for it. Our clients are mostly professional athletes and high net worth individuals. So we really curate next level trips for them with the intention of to go out, travel, seek experiences, movement, mindfulness, culinary experiences, bring it back into your everyday life to improve your life at home. Don't run away from your problems to escape life and come back and be like, well, shit, now what do I do? And I feel worse than when I left. The goal is to be more super well when you return. And there's so much you can learn from exploring the world. I grew up traveling a lot with my family, and we always were very intentional about that. That's why I launched Well Inspired Travels. But getting to the fun part about the travel hacks, because I am on the road so often and I try to maintain living super well, I have hacked the heck out of my life. I call them super well stacks, and I'm all about time efficiency. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm individuals and cause them to go into that fight or flight sympathetic mode because they're like, oh my God, this woman's crazy. She's asking me to do a No, it is all about busy individuals. Let's be intentional about how we stack it up so we are moving the needle, but it's fun and it allows you to be more Superwell. So number one of my favorite things is always pack my own meals. I've been doing this forever. And basically I'll have all the meal prep stuff. If I'm leaving town, I'm going to try and clean up my fridge anyway. I'll have a bento box. The guys at the airport know me. They're always like, what's a Superwell meal today, Lauren? But like grilled chicken, I'll have beets, I'll have microgreens, I'll have, hard-boiled eggs, you name it. Everything goes through the security, no problem. Obviously, liquids, that's a different story. I always have my Swell bottle or something with a little morning gut elixir. Usually I have a formula of something that I always ingest while I'm flying too, just for inflammation and so forth. And then I'll get the bottled water poured in there, shake it up. That's ready to go. Always wear my walking vest. I'm a big fan of Aeon. Shout out to my people. I love them. Weighted vest. I walk right on through security with my cool weighted vest. People are like, do you have a bulletproof vest on? I'm like, because whenever I'm traveling, I love to get outdoors. I love walking. And if I have layovers, which usually I do, I'm walking the terminal, taking calls in between waiting for flights. I have my damn heavy backpack on that weighs about 25 pounds.
Wow.
So, I am getting rucking, weighted vests. So I have that. I always have, which I've got these right here,
Nice.
some form of yellow or red lenses, always for maintaining circadian rhythm for time change. I always have, here's another great one. So I take protein powder packets because, Charles, it's always about protein. Gram of protein per body weight, getting that in on busy travel days. So I will have a powder packet with me, a shaker bottle. Usually go to like a Hudson News, grab, which I know it's not the cleanest, but a Core Power. So you're really doubling up, getting a ton of protein by mixing those two, and I'll add a little bit of water so it's not so thick. But satisfying, great way, like if you don't have a bento box or a meal prep with you, always travel with protein powder, like in a Ziploc bag. So I'll get a matcha from Starbucks and mix up my protein there. Which Starbucks is not the cleanest matcha, but you got to do with what you got. I always have face mist with me, like for just keeping the skin glowy and hydrated. Always have that on the plane. I'm also known for up in air skincare. I literally have, Brad, you're not going to love this, but I will have no shame in my game in putting on a sheet mask on my face.
Love it. Love it.
Oh, Raquel, you'll love this one. So then I have a gua sha and an ice roller. This is like when I'm going overseas, I'll do this.
Okay.
And I've had a lot of the flight attendants be like, can you please come back here and give me a facial? I'm like, what is But I will go to, a little, market or something, get a cup of ice, put my ice roller inside the cup of ice, and I'll put that in my little side backpack thing. So by the time I get on the plane, it's ice cold. And I'll be on there just doing a little face, lymphatic drainage. I come off of that plane and I'm like glowing. So that's all like in like the airport. I'm trying to think, I'm sure I'm missing 1,000 other ones, but then
you have your daily, before your day starts, that's obviously part of it too, right?
Yes. The morning gut elixir.
Yes.
Yep. And I mix that up with all the things that are already in the bottom of the bottle.
Oh, okay.
So I have all my powders and everything already in there. So that kind of sets my gut microbiome up for travel, immune system, all. And then when I'm at property, I always request either, fresh lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. Usually they'll have that in the kitchen, or I'll stop at a Trader Joe's. Always grab, just some healthy things to have in the fridge, have them clean out the mini bar. And, I always pack, healthy snacks in my bag too. And I'm trying to think of what else. I always travel with my red light therapy mask. I have an acupressure mat, which is amazing. It's the bed of nails. I always travel with that. I have to laugh. I always think the people in the hotel are probably like, ooh, these are people are really kinky.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And a lot of movement, when we're on a trip too, just like constantly moving the body. But yeah, I really am intentional about how do I take all this into being on the road and making sure we don't really skip too many beats.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love to travel with my band. You'll love this. Like my bands, I always have them in my bag. They don't weigh a thing. I have the best and some of the hardest workouts I can just do from the hotel floor. A lot of body weight, but band resistance. I love doing a pool or ocean workout like that because you're getting, again, Superwell stacking. You're getting the vitamin D, you're getting the movement, and you're, enjoying being out in nature. So yeah, I could go on and on.
Love it. I do have one question for you that, as you're talking about your facial stuff. When you came to the gym, you had these eye patch things on, and I had never seen it before. But ever since you did that, I see these damn things everywhere. Even my little girl walked downstairs one day and she had them on. What are these things?
Yeah. Okay, so I think I started a trend. I've been doing this. I think you might
have, because I had never seen them before the day you walked in the gym and had them on.
Oh my gosh, here, I'm going to show you this picture I think my husband just took the other day because he's like, Lauren, this is ridiculous. You're matching your outfit with your eye patches.
Awesome. Yes. Let's go.
But no, again, I'm very thoughtful about, okay, it's for fine lines and wrinkles and firmness. I mean, Brad, there's 1,000 different eye patches out there now. But honestly, I think close to 10 years ago, it all started when I was at the airport. And I don't really care because I am on planes all the time and your skin gets so dehydrated that I was like, I'm just going to put these eye patches on. And then it turned into, I had no shame in my game with everything I do in life. And I would just start wearing them when I was at the gym, when I was at, because I was going to a conference or speaking and I had to, make sure my eyes were nice and bright and cheery for the day ahead. And people would always look at me weird, but now it's like everywhere. It's like the cool thing. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, I love it. That's great.
So you don't have a specific, I'm sorry, you don't have a specific brand that you like?
Oh, I do. I have a ton of them.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I have certain ones for flying. I have certain ones for hydration. I have certain ones for, firmness with caffeine. I have a whole.
Oh, wow.
I can send you any and all of the links for.
Yes, please. We'll link that in the show notes. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
No, it's my jam.
Okay.
Yes, I've got an awesome shop that has all my favorites that I love to share.
And
Brad, we're going to get to the gym with some eye patches.
Oh my gosh. My daughter puts them on me. I'm like, you're wearing these too? She's like, oh yeah. She gave me the whole tip it up, put some on me.
I love it. I love it.
I tried to sleep when I woke up. They'd already fallen off, but.
Lauren, tell us what's in your gut elixir mix.
Oh, God, I love that question. You guys are hitting all my favorite topics.
Oh, good.
Okay. Always have, and it's, again, time efficient. This is how I've been rolling for 20 years. So I started every Sunday when I meal prep, I make these lemon ice cubes. So I do all my lemons. I have like that, thing. I'm just like motorizing. Meh. And then I'll do freshly grated ginger, turmeric, pepper. I make a set of ice cubes that are straight lemon. Then I'll do a set that have ginger, turmeric, and pepper, depending on, immune system support, what I need. And I also use it for bone broth, which we can get to in a second. But getting back to the morning gut elixir, the purpose of having these ice cubes made on Sundays, I don't have time in the morning. I want to focus on, getting to what I need to get to. And I want to have any excuses. So I have a glass bottle like this, sitting next to my bathroom sink. So every morning after I ingest my morning gut elixir, which I'll tell you what's in it in a second, I walk to the kitchen. I have my red light therapy mask on. I bumble to the kitchen with my empty glass that I finished because everything's lined up on my bathroom vanity. I go to the freezer, grab the ice cubes, put the ice cubes in for the next day, put the filtered water in, put my Zen basil seeds in there, which we'll get to in a second. They expand. Really good for your digestion, loaded with fiber, loaded with polyphenols. I mean, the omegas, you name it. It is literally Superwell seed, and I love the owner. She is like such a badass. So march myself back to the bathroom. By now, I've had, a few cycles of my red light therapy mask. I have ingested my morning gut elixir well before I'm having a matcha or any food. It's the first thing that my gut absorbs. So I'm setting my gut microbiome up for success for the day, which is really the key to everything. But then I take that glass bottle back to the bathroom sink. So for the next morning, it's melted. I have fresh squeezed lemon juice with my expanded Zen basil seeds, and there's intention and reason behind that for gut health. But it's a no-brainer. The next morning, I don't have to do a single thing. All I have to do is I have all of my ingredients, all my powders lined up on my bathroom sink. Depending on what I need, I always add my creatine in there. I always have my L-glutamine for, gut health and keeping leaky gut at bay. I have aminos in there for electrolytes. We know the power of that. And then I have apple cider vinegar for pH and balance and detoxing the system. And I'm missing one more. I said, and Baja sea salt. And sometimes I'll add a little bit of fiber, which I love certain fibers. All of that goes in my morning gut elixir, and I shake it up, pound it down. It literally, because I have everything set there, I don't have to go put lemon juice or anything in that bottle. It's all ready to go. And it's like boom, boom, boom. Walk to the kitchen the next morning for the same thing. Rinse and repeat. Sometimes I'll do the ones with ginger, turmeric, and when I have bone broth, which I sip on throughout the day, I'll take those ice cubes, add it into my bone broth when I'm putting it on the stove, and you have a bone broth on steroids. That is so good for inflammation, digestion, all of it.
That's awesome.
I'm slacking.
You need to step up your game.
I know.
Let's focus on you here.
Seriously.
Not me.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like that's overwhelming, or do you see how fast it is?
I think it's super efficient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it takes the overwhelm away from it. It's I've never even thought about having it all there on my bathroom counter.
Yeah. Why the heck not, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all
super efficient. Makes total sense. The whole time I'm sitting here, I'm like, I make it so hard.
No, the ice cubes are brilliant, really.
Yeah. Yep. I love all those little hacks, and I share it all in my book. So that's really, where I have all these little insights. I share a lot of it on social media too. And but it really helps maintain feeling more super well. And I'm a big believer in the method.
That's awesome. I want to cover one last thing. You talked about you've experienced burnout, coming back from burnout. That's a topic we talk a lot about. You talk about burnout insurance. Can you explain that to our listeners, like what that means, what that process looks like?
Absolutely. This is what I lead my community on. I have gone through burnout a few times in my life. And of course, I know it's a really hot topic, and everybody says, which I do believe most of society is either going through burnout, have been through burnout, or really close to burnout.
Yeah.
It's just the world we live in, 24/7 cortisol drip. And when is it going to snap?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's just like,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I would say the worst time though was my husband, had a career-ending concussion. My dad had a stroke. This was all in a matter of a couple of months. My mom was diagnosed shortly after with breast cancer. I had 3 little kids. Chris was bedridden. I mean, he was basically, not functioning the way he had ever functioned. He was the leader of our family. He was the strongest individual I ever knew. I didn't know if he would ever pull up and out of that. And I was just demanding so much of myself, as we do, Raquel, that as women. We're like, I can do more. I can push more. I was doing all the wrong things. I was getting up early, fueling my gut, empty stomach on loads of caffeine. No nourishing nutrition, no buffer. I was for, stress management. I'd put my little baby girl in the stroller. We'd go run, getting that cortisol going. Just all of it. Picking up grilled cheese crusts off my kids' plates. And that was kind of like just getting by. And at night I'd be cooking dinner, and this is, God, how long ago was this? Long time ago, 22 plus years. And I don't even know how long ago, but I would be cooking dinner, a couple glasses of wine, and then to try and take the edge off. And then you lay your head on the pillow and you can't sleep. And it just was this hamster wheel. And all of a sudden you find yourself rock bottom. And that was the worst I have ever felt. And I mean, the damage I did, and I saw all the data and the metrics and got back specifically Dutch test looking, at cortisol. And it was really so impactful. As I told you, I'm data driven. I've always run all these tests on my body since a long, long time. So I knew metrics and what to compare it to. I had never seen my cortisol graph flipped upside down like that. I was literally the true case of wired and tired. And I mean, I was no good to anybody. So back to Burnout Insurance, Brad, I wrote my book and literally have created this whole platform based on that. My goal is to help prevent anybody going from burnout. This is your burnout insurance. These practices, the Superwell living method, truly is a way to prevent burnout, or at least creep your way back out of it, because I never would want anybody to be in my position. I literally myself have such anxiety and fear of ever going back there. And if you can't tell, I'm kind of a type A driven individual. I mean, I run 2 businesses. Right. I mean, I am that I can tiptoe back there so fast. And I have to hold myself accountable of, Lauren, you're teaching this method. Like, get your shit together. Like, get back to what you're teaching. And it works every time. And I will say one last thing on that for burnout insurance. If there's one takeaway that I would say, blinking red light, caution, alert, alert. If your sleep starts to go, take a notice. Like that's where you just really need to evaluate. That's the first thing that goes for me is I'll start to just kind of ruminating thoughts, waking up at a weird time at night. And that's when I know I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Whether I'm not breathing properly throughout the day and I'm sitting too much in the sympathetic nervous system state. I didn't fuel myself nutritionally. I'm working out too hard. I'm not giving myself restorative days. All the 8 pillars of Superwell living method are so important to burnout insurance. Making sure I'm still getting out in nature a few times a day, fresh air, social connection. Like right now, what we're doing, that's social connection for me. And, I think, all of that is so important. And really and truly, sleep is your, the foundation of everything. Yes. Every time I've gone through burnout, that's the first thing that goes. I always like to use the analogy of like a chair with, the 4-legged post, and you can take away, maybe the 4th one and you're not so steady. And the one that will take you out, when you take away that leg of the chair of the sleep, you're down and you're not. So.
Very true.
I love it. Tell us, our listeners, where they can find your book, the name of your book, where they can find you, where they can follow you. And I highly recommend you follow her on social media because she's fun to watch.
Yeah, she is. She is.
And I love how involved Chris is in all your social media stuff too.
Oh, what? He's hilarious. Mr. Superwell.
Yeah.
You guys, you know what we should do? We should have the 4 of us on.
I would love that.
You would be so great because actually we're going to be out there in end of August. We'll have to, maybe we could all do in person.
Oh, that would be incredible.
That'd be great.
He would love just hanging with you, talking about Poliquin and all the.
I still have books in my library that have pictures of him training with Charles and what they were doing.
Amazing.
Like, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
It would be so great. We would have a blast.
Yeah,
and there's so much
of my foundation of how I train athletes came from what I learned that he went through and what he did to prepare. And I would love that.
No, we'd have a blast. And he's so good and so kind and supportive of everything that I do. And we literally just let her rip. Like we are ourselves. And I mean, you get that. And people love that aspect. But yeah, so this is my book, Superwell. And you can go on website's probably the easiest.
Okay.
It's it used to be Lauren Pronger, but now I acquired the domain, which is a long process. So it's now www.superwell.com.
Nice.
IG is Lauren_Pronger, but that's going to soon be Superwell as well. I'm in transition with all that, going through a whole big rebrand because I dominated the space. I literally, instead of buying shoes, purses, and clothes, I buy trademarks and domains.
Love it.
Over the last year. My husband's like, you're such a nerd. I'm like,
That's great.
I can go back to buying shoes and clothes and purses.
Yeah.
He's like, no, standards.
Love it.
That is so great. Do you have any other questions for her?
Yeah, let's make that happen with you and your husband in person. That would be lovely. Yes. Because I feel like we just
we definitely just hit the surface.
Scratched the surface here. And this is just, you were preaching to the choir.
Yeah, he wrote a book, and he does a ton of speaking, so I think we could.
What's his book? I didn't know he wrote a book.
Called Earned. Hold on, you would love it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I kind of got a bro crush on your husband. Yeah, I always have.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
I'll get one signed for you too, Brad. It's
thank
great.
You.
Very cool.
Yeah. So he does a ton of speaking, but very, again, he shares his vulnerable journey, all the crap he's gone through, and so yeah, we should get a workout in, all of us too. We'd have a blast.
Oh, it'd be so fun.
I'll bring for everybody.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
All right.
Hey, if Chris wears them, I'll wear them.
This is Superwell. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with. This was super fun.
Amazing.
And I just want to share this. So the hat you guys are wearing, thank you. Today is the 6th year anniversary of my father's passing.
Oh.
And he was in the Navy, and I have a hat up on my shelf of him, looks just like this, has the wings. It's for his ship. But as soon as I walked in, I saw you guys in the hat. So it's just another really nice memory of him. Nice. And so thank you for that. And I wish, I didn't even think about it, I should have wore that hat.
Yeah, you should have.
Because I've seen the hat, but I didn't realize you both were going to have that on. But thank you.
Especially for first too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I will also bring you a hat too, so you can join
please do. I will rock that sucker. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll have to get your book and have you sign it. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
All of it.
Yeah.
We'll bring all the goods with us.
I love it.
Really appreciate both of you and love what you guys are doing. And thanks for, the conversation and all the great questions.
Yeah,
I feel like we just...
100%. I can't wait to dig deeper. Thank you for everything you're doing and all the knowledge you bring to the table. Lauren Pronger of Superwell, this has been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
awesome.
bye-bye.
Thank you.